right, I'm here with Dieter, and I saw you speaking yesterday, actually, up there on the panel. So what are you doing here at the Lift Expo today?
Well, I'm here representing the Canadian Association of Medical Cannabis Dispensaries. So we're here trying to work with some of the dispensaries that have obviously been affected here in Toronto.
Right.
We're doing a bunch of media and trying to put a little bit of pressure on the city to reconsider some of these outrageous police raids that they've enacted.
Yeah, that's right. I saw you at the press release at Planet Paradise. And obviously these businesses, just want to be treated like any other businesses, have licenses, pay taxes, and not be treated like criminals.
Yeah, absolutely. The police were the wrong tool for the job. As far as I know, this was the single largest execution of raids or warrants in Canadian history, so it's very disproportionate. It's going to criminalize a lot of otherwise well-meaning individuals in Toronto. It reduces access for patients in Toronto as well.
Yeah, we saw patients lining up. Huge lineups at the ones that were open.
Yep, and it's a massive waste of taxpayer dollars. I'm interested to see what the total will work out to be, but they had 500 officers on this, and they had to pull officers from other task force to be able to accomplish this, so it wasn't cheap.
No, not at all. And actually, having dispensaries actually keeps crime off of the streets because there's less people than selling marijuana just on the streets, and I think dispensaries are a good thing.
Yeah, the City of Vancouver and Victoria, their police departments have looked at this as a case-by-case basis. So they don't proceed with criminal charges unless there's some sort of egregious transgression, selling to children, or ties to organized crime.
Right.
Where here in Toronto, that doesn't seem to be the policy. Though I think moving forward, they're going to have to strongly consider regulating these dispensaries and giving them licenses because the police are not the right tool to control where they operate, how far they are away from schools. So there are legitimate concerns, but the police are not the right tool to address those concerns.
And I'm sure some of the police don't want to do this and are pro-cannabis.
I'm sure there are.
And understand that the effects of alcohol cause much more crime, and if they had a bar on the street, tons of bars, and if it was totally unregulated, and there get tons of calls from police officers over there, as opposed to the other end of the road that would have dispensaries. I'm pretty sure a lot of police would be called to the bars instead of the dispensaries.
One of the interesting points is they made a statement of around 50 complaints. While there's over 120 dispensaries in a city of over 2.5 million people, 50 complaints is a pretty small number.
Small fraction.
Yeah, no, so it seemed to be pretty trumped up. The fact that they said it was a public health issue just shows how unprepared they were to deal with this. It's not a public health issue. This is not an epidemic of mass.
The public health issue is you raiding dispensaries and depriving people from their medicine.
Yeah, well, they have concerns about packaging and food safety, but those can be dealt with by coming in and just saying, produce your stuff in a food-safe kitchen. Give them licenses, give them food licenses. Everyone's willing to do it. Vancouver and Victoria have all said the same thing, that when they make a request of the dispensaries, they're generally very good at complying with them. These people want to do business, and they want to be included, and they want to be reasonably regulated. So hopefully Toronto takes a step in the right direction and takes a play from Victoria and Vancouver, includes these businesses in their regulatory framework, and works with them to make sure that everybody can get along.
Sure, it's all about working together, bridging the gaps.
Totally.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.